Hey, YouTube. Sorry I've been. Uh-oh. Is it working right? The camera working right? Hey, YouTube. So, sorry I've been gone a couple of days to get the flu. So I feel pretty, kind of all right. It's been about 5 days. So it seems like pretty much everybody's getting that. So, when I come back to YouTube, what is the first thing I see? Monique trying to hypnotize me. Okay, I know I ain't supposed to make but so many videos on any individual, right? I don't want to buy into their madness and turn my channel into their channel. But it seems that we've got more information about the situation with Monique. And I would hope that this will be our last one talking about her, but it ain't likely. All right, so first thing, last week I was offended because they made this video with Sydney came on crying because they won't give her a chance to shine and to pursue her dreams. And it was so pitiful. That was one pitiful thing. He managed to squeeze one little piece of a tear out of there, but that was a performance. All right, Monique. So Monique is lying to us. Monique came on and told everybody that she got offered $500,000. She had the whole United States talking about poor Monique and her $500,000. Oh, it's hard on the black woman. All this stuff. Then she wanted us to boycott Netflix because she was offered $500,000. According to Netflix, they didn't contact her. She contacted them or offered for this comedy show, right? And they said, okay, we want you to audition, show us what you got, what you're working with, and we're going to offer you $3 million. $3 million. This is the girl from the projects. Yes, I said it. Somebody's got to say it. I don't know where she got this arrogance. This is a girl born, I assume, born into poverty, like most of us. $3 million. What do they want from her? We want you to audition. Did David Chappelle have to audition? Then she goes off, whatever the biggest stars are, did they get the same treatment? What is wrong with auditioning? If you get talented, you say you can knock it down. And from what I understand from her last rant, they did come to her one of her shows to see her performance. So she's making this big old thing out of she don't want to audition or show them what kind of show she wanted to do. They wanted to see it first. She ain't worked in a long time. She was insulted by that. So they said, okay, well, we'll offer you, if you don't want to do it that way, we'll give you $500,000. But the offer was $3 million. So she's trying to use us to play these people at Netflix. This is a sign of Monique's character. This woman, she goes on with the black power, all that kind of, she don't believe in that shit. All the black power. Well, are you going to divide up the checks, Monique? How much do I get? I'm doing it for the ones come below me. No, you're doing it for the money. You're a greedy woman and a manipulator. So this guy, I was listening to him this morning. His name is Sean. I think his name is it John? No, it's John Murray. This is the guy. I think he's got a radio show. He had a run-in with Miss Monique. And he broke it down and ran down what really happened with this deal. I'm going to try to play a little bit of this. Let me see. Okay, this is what his brother said. It was the information he's given us about Monique.
That won't hire you. So that's why you like these back and forths. But after I address this today, I'm completely done with it. So my final response to her is, most people buy a new puppy when they want attention. I suggest you try that. Move on, lady. It's been 8 years since the Oscar, 3 years since our radio interview. Stop living in the past. Find your new purpose outside of Hollywood, and I wish you all the best. When I say from my heart of hearts, I wish Monique all the best. I don't know what is going on with her. I believe that there's some type of mental disconnect now. I believe that something has gone awry. I would say for her to go on Iyanla, Fix My Life, but she'll never work on OWN because OWN and Oprah Winfrey are on the list of people that she'll never work with. What do you mean, John? What do you mean the list of people? Oh, there is a list of people who would never work with Monique ever again. So let's discuss them. Lionsgate, they did Precious. Tyler Perry, she disrespected him. Oprah Winfrey. Oprah Winfrey, I'll get to the Oprah Winfrey thing in a minute. OWN, Oprah's network. Lee Daniels, for all the obvious reasons. Fox, Will Packer. I'm going to tell you about the Will Packer situation. ABC, she was up for a job there recently. They didn't hire her because of her reputation. BET, the CEO there said working with Monique was one of the worst experiences of her career. CBS and The Talk. Now, she's online begging Sheryl Underwood to put her on The Talk, but she was disrespectful to Julie Chen, who's married to the chairman of CBS when she was on Sway in the Morning. Do you think he'll ever work in CBS talking about Julie Chen? So, CBS. TV Land. I had a friend who had a meeting at TV Land, and the president of the network said that they were going to take a meeting with Monique, and then heard of her reputation and canceled it. Netflix, and lastly, Universal Pictures. Universal Pictures is where she did Almost Christmas. Well, why wouldn't Universal Pictures want to work with her? Almost Christmas came out. Monique appeared to promote it. She seemed to do a good job. Yeah, I thought so too. Till I got this email forwarded to me by somebody, and it's Will Packer addressing that husband of hers with some of the things that Monique was doing behind the scenes. So
I'm gonna let you go on a little bit more.
Just
be patient.
At Almost Christmas, so that you understand why Monique is unemployable in this business. And mind you, there's so many stories I could tell as I sit here in front of all of my awards, like her and Sydney stood there in front of all of their awards. You know, I got my award from Decca Marketing. I got my Fake Academy Award. I'm here with my awards tonight too, since awards are the theme of why we're having this dialogue. But let me find a place in the that I can read without, you know.
Let me stop it right there. Okay, so this dude, well, he just broke down. I'm so lazy, I didn't write all this stuff down. Why people say that Monique is blackballed. That's blackballed. When you name off definitely every network in Hollywood will not work with you. Not because they've all decided to blackball you. These are the list that he just read. Those are all people with personal experiences with Monique, specific to her. They will not work with her. The next little bit that he does, I wish I could have had the exact number where to start, but the next part that he talks about is his last experience with this movie called Almost Christmas. Apparently, it was a horrible experience. Apparently, Monique bitched and complained the whole time she was there. Apparently, well, let's just continue what this man was saying. I think he says it pretty good.
Let's see here. So at one point in the email that was forwarded to me by someone else, Will Packer says, myself, my team, and Universal staff have gone out of their collective ways to bend over backwards to make Monique feel comfortable and respected during every step of this process. You have rejected reasonable attempts at positive and proactive communication. Monique is an immensely talented actress who deserves better representation than that. Even all of Hollywood is telling her, that husband of yours is going to ruin everything. And to think that you have directed your vitriol at someone who was an advocate when it was time to cast this film, even though I was warned by numerous people around the industry about hiring Monique, primarily because of the transactional cost of dealing with you. So, translation. What Will Packer is saying here is everybody in this business told me it was a bad idea to hire you. I hired your wife despite the fact that people told me
so this is going to Sydney.
And now that I'm in the thick of things with you, I realize you're the reason that nobody wants to hire her. He continues, I pushed for her. Your reputation precedes you, and I still advocated wholeheartedly to have Monique involved in this production. I said I will not allow what others are saying about my sister to keep me from giving an opportunity to a tremendous talent. And now, here you are being true to past form, attempting to swindle additional money from a production studio producer.
Here it is.
Oh, well, what do you mean swindle money? Well, apparently, at multiple times while shooting this movie, that husband of hers went to the studio to try to shake them down to get more money from Monique for various ancillary things and complaints. Hold on, there's a race issue in here that I want to deal with. And I read,
A little bit more.
I understand you have brought up issues with production. Let's spend a little moment there. Your accusations are unfounded. You took major issue and exception to the number of white people on the crew, despite the fact that I pointed out how extremely diverse our film crew was and that we had an overwhelming majority of black department heads. Pause. So apparently there's reverse racism going on here. Apparently Monique and that husband have a problem with white people and kept complaining about white people being employed on this movie. And I read, you and Monique treated many of the various hourly employees on our crew horribly. Now, mind you, this is Will Packer, the executive producer of Almost Christmas, sending this email directly to that husband of Monique's.
You can't say their name.
You
Sydney.
treated many of our various hourly employees horribly. It got so bad that I needed to remind both of you that you should direct your irritation and angst not to the PAs, EPK videographers, and assistants, but to me. Thus, the HNIC comment was born when I felt the need to let you know where the buck stopped.
I'll stop it there. Okay, so I hope his brother don't mind me borrowing some of his material, but I thought it was eloquent. And this is where I'm kind of, why I'm not turning on Monique. I was never on her side. I always thought it was shit. It was selfish. Her motives were always selfish, and she pretends like he's doing it all for the community, for us, and all this kind of stuff. And she ain't writing nobody on check. It's for her. It's her greed. Let me get my camera back up. It's her greed. But the thing that burns my ass more than anything else, not only because she lied about the situation where they offer her $3 million, but on the condition that she auditioned for this comedy show, show them what she's talking about because she approached them. Now, you approach me with your project and you don't want me to know what the hell it is, but you want me to give you $3 million for it? Of course not. So Netflix is not in the wrong here at all as far as I can, for the information that I have. But this, I don't know why this bugs me so much. This thing about the way they acted on the set of this last movie she did. Now remember, no one would hire her. This brother, whoever the producer is, took a chance with her and said, okay, well, she's a talent, I'll hire her. And I don't think Monique is all that ravishly funny. She ain't no Richard Pryor, put it like that. But he took a chance with her, right? They came to the set. Now this man's company, this man's production team. She comes to the set, and her and Sydney don't like white people. So they are complaining because of the number of white people that work for their company. How you gonna go to someone else's company, a company who the majority of the people who work there are black, and say you don't want the white people working on it? Now see, that burns my ass because if a person is doing their job, how dare you come to a person's company and try to get the people who work there, and a lot of them, he said they were hourly employees, and treat them like shit and try to get them removed from their jobs. Why? Because they're white. What do they call come in there and say, we don't want to hire no niggas? Ain't it the same thing? If you're a person of weak, nasty character, and that's what the part of it, nasty character. I hate that. I hate that. I hate that. I hate when I go to a restaurant with somebody who I've never been out in public with, and they treat the waiters, the busboys, like they're some kind of goddamn slaves. I hate that. I don't give a goddamn what color they are. It doesn't make any difference what color they are. These people are doing their job. She was nasty and evil, and everyone on the damn production of this last thing she did called Almost Christmas thought it was one of the worst experiences they had had since they got involved in this company. She was the worst. This is the Monique that you don't want everybody to have compassion for. Monique and her husband. Sydney, I've seen Sydney. That last video he did last week, crying. Sydney is not of no high echelon of intelligence anyway. I don't know why, what she sees in him, but apparently they complement each other because apparently they both feel the same way. They both feel that Monique is the most accomplished comedian living. I don't remember it like that. It's not my memory of her being, I remember great comics. I remember Richard Pryor laughing so hard till my stomach hurt. I can remember even Eddie Murphy laughing so hard till my stomach hurt. I might have giggled at Monique it was a movie called Soul Plane, and she played TSA or whatever when they come in and put the wine over the people and they search them and all that. It was a comedy show, so the show was funny, and she was funny in that. She was funny, but she kind of did her job. Everybody was funny. Her and him have this way big old idea of who and what she is. Monique, you're not that. You're not all that. And as far as, I'm not going to go on forever. I know y'all going to get mad at me. Say I'm picking on her. I just had a beautiful thought and I just lost it. Wait a minute. Oh, shit. I hate when that happens. As far as not her being the most accomplished comedian, and that's what she thinks. Fuck it. I forgot about it. Anyway, this whole thing about, I hate when I go to a restaurant and people are nasty to people, mean to people. People, you go to a hospital, people on the gurney screaming at the nurses and hollering. It's a sign of your character. Your character stinks. Martin Luther King says, "I dream of a day when a person will be judged by the content of their character, not the color of their skin." Content of your character. Content of your character. So they ain't about race. And it does offend me that she go in there and try and have issue with this company and how many white people they hire. You come to work for us. Anyway, I don't know what that precious gem was. I hope it's not going to be bugging me, so I got to come back and fuck with this shit anymore. All right, Monique. So you lied to the people. You told them that you got offered $500,000. I don't know why you think that Netflix was going to hold your secrets and it wouldn't slip out, or somebody at their company would not take offense to her out there down in our company, may have just been a regular old employee down in our company when we know that's not the way it happened. They offered you $3 million and they offered Wanda Sykes $250,000. Get you out of your mind. I don't know where you cultivated that personality, Ms. Monique. You cannot handle fame. You can't. It exposes you for who you are. You got to a certain level and you lost your mind. You believe your own hype. They offer you're not worth $3 million. To do an hour show, hour and a half max. So I'm not in that business. I don't know what people were worth, this and that, but why would you come and lie to us? Why would you try to get these people, some gullible people, who want to boycott Netflix based on your lies? It's a sign of your character. I'm judging you by the content of your character. You and Sydney, you both participate in this thing you have going where you can work with hardly anybody in Hollywood. And I don't know how I get comments. People come and say, "Oh no, it's Monique. Oh, she's just a sister trying to do it for the better of all." She ain't trying to do it for the better of shit. Monique is a greedy woman, and she's a difficult woman, and she doesn't handle fame well at all. Right? It's a classic. It's a classic Hollywood story. People get big, they're difficult, hard to work with. Nobody want to work with them. I hope I don't know how much money she has, or how much BET gave her, or whatever. I think it was BET was her network. But she must have saved a lot of money. You passing up deals for $3 million? Girl, I'm it. I'm done. That's it for Monique.